This is not a good build. This is a very, very bad build. And speaking of quite high intelligence, I stumbled upon this on Twitter and I couldn't resist it. I'm so sorry. I have to spend a moment. Now, here's the thing. As many of you know, I'm a World of Warcraft player. I love World of Warcraft very much, but it's not ever been the only game I play. It was not the first game I played. It was not even the last game I played. And I've always played lots of other games alongside World of Warcraft, which I know will surprise many of you because, you know, I'm such like a WoW shill and stuff like that. But yeah, I've played Final Fantasy XIV since Warlords of Draenor. I've got hundreds of hours in Divinity 2. You know, I dabble with like every big new exciting release that comes out, really. The last game that I put a lot of hours into before Elden Ring was Deathloop. Quite enjoyed that. That was quite good fun. And when it comes to FromSoft games, I've got a few hours in Dark Souls on the Switch. I've got only about 30 hours in Bloodborne, but I have got now about 250 hours in Elden Ring. I love Elden Ring. It's my game of the year, easily, so far. Having said that, I have not played Horizon at all. So maybe that's a great game. Everyone says it's really good. It certainly looks very pretty. But Elden Ring, absolutely unexpectedly, because I bought it because it was the big game. Everyone was raving about it. It looked exciting. And it is my sort of thing, kind of like, you know, fantasy-wise. So I picked it up, not expecting to spend so many hours on it. I was expecting it to be the usual thing that I buy on stream. My most common amount of time played in any game is around 20 hours. Any kind of random game that I just feel like playing, I buy. And most commonly, I'll put about 20 hours in, and that is plenty for me. You know, that's about a week or two's worth of good, solid, spare time play, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I enjoyed that. Very few games I actually get around to finishing unless they really kind of grip me, right? So having 250 hours so far in Elden Ring, and having no signs of stopping either, you know, I'm looking forward to kind of starting a different run when I'm done with this one, is incredible, really, and tells you something. Yeah, I would recommend Elden Ring to literally anyone, honestly. Whether you have played Souls games or not, or enjoyed Souls games or not, to be honest. Because like I was, you know, I played Dark Souls and I played Bloodborne, and I enjoyed them thoroughly, like good games. But, you know, hadn't fallen in love with them and wouldn't have considered myself a Souls player. And Elden Ring, right from the very beginning, just grabbed me by the scruff of the neck, and I have loved every second of it. Like, from my first run through, exploring the world, and, you know, the complete lack of hand-holding, and this incredible sense of discovery, this amazing sense of this living universe and world just kind of that you're scratching the surface of and finding out about. The combat is fucking baller. And so in my first run, I went kind of as a magey type run, high intelligence. I did a lot of magic and stuff, had my Moonviel, and I loved it. It took me around 135 hours, and I was level 135 when I completed my first run. That's how I remember, because I put in as many hours as I had levels. I was at level 135 hours, defeated the game for the first time. I'm currently doing a strength run, only strength, vigor, and endurance. And I put 2 points in faith as well, because there's no fucking way I'm not having like the get rid of Scarlet Rot incantation. That is like, you know, that's BIS, and that is not optional. It's like Glyph of Stars if you're playing Boomy, right? That shit is mandatory. Something that I read about all the time on my spare time. I'm like a part of loads of Elden Ring groups on Facebook, so I know whenever I go onto Facebook, I'm going to get loads of like Elden Ring memes and people talking about Elden Ring, and I love it. You know, and that's what I do when I'm on the toilet. I sit down, I pull out my fucking phone, and I look at some Elden Ring memes. That's my story in Elden Ring. But this is mere build-up. This is mere preamble to what we're actually talking about here. Because as I was scrolling through Twitter, I came across a tweet by the richest man in the history of mankind, Elon Musk. Elden Ring, experienced in its entirety, is the most beautiful art I have ever seen. A comment that I can't completely disagree with, which is disturbing. Hate it when Elon Musk is right about anything. And someone asks him, what is your build. And he says, power mage, but decent with a sword, katana. We'll post a pic of my build tomorrow. And then he does. So what we have here is a rare insight into the nerd credentials of the richest man in the history of mankind and certified genius who invented electric cars, Elon Musk. And here's the thing, okay? However you play a FromSoft game or any video game, WoW, Final Fantasy XIV, Elden Ring is right. You know, as long as you're having fun, and Elon Musk clearly is having a lot of fun with Elden Ring, however you play it is completely correct. And you mustn't let sneering elitist gatekeepers tell you that you're doing it wrong. Nuh-uh. I say that as the #1 ranked discipline priest for heroic Zoval in the Necrolord Covenant. For DPS. So you know I don't give no shit, right? No judgment. If you play Elden Ring or any video game, okay, you must not allow people like me, like I'm about to do now, to come along and sneer at you for your choices in the game. If you are having fun, you are playing the game right, particularly in a FromSoft game. However, because Elon Musk is certified genius who invented cryptocurrency and emeralds, the cleverest man in the world with many stands, I think maybe it is worth taking a look at his Elden Ring build and you know, taking this opportunity to dive into the game-playing mind of a man who many people hero worship. I don't think there's ever been a more popular billionaire than Elon Musk. If you don't understand anything about Elden Ring, I'm going to explain it to you. Level 111, which isn't loads. I don't know where he is at the game. He says like Elden Ring fully experienced is a beautiful piece of like the world's best art or something. Experienced in its entirety, which suggests that he has experienced Elden Ring in its entirety. Seems unlikely since this is probably his first run, and if he has completed his first run at level 111, then hats off to him. That is a very, very impressive level, frankly, to be completing your first run at Elden Ring. He's got 31 vigor, which, okay, it's an easy mistake to make. That's not enough vigor. Vigor is like stamina, it gives you just more health. I don't care if you're playing an intelligence run. That's not enough vigor. But that's fine. I made that mistake as well. There's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely okay. Int builds don't need it. Well, here's the thing. This is an int build, darthtaz, but it's a very shit int build. Okay, disclaimer, this build is fucking trash. So we're skipping to the end a bit here, just to kind of like let you guys know. This build is fucking trash. This is a terrible, terrible build. It's fucking the worst build I've ever seen in my entire life, okay? And like, there is no arguing this. You might only be looking at this page right now and thinking, why is Tally saying this build is trash? This is not the only page of his build. So yeah, some of you quite rightly in the chat saying like a good int build doesn't need much vigor. My int build, when I completed the game, I had 35 vigor. It's worth saying in other runs that I've done of the game, I realized how much easier the game was just by adding more vigor. Just no matter what your build is, more vigor is really, really good. But I did it with 35. You know, he's only 111. He's got plenty of time to get his vigor to 35. It's absolutely fine. It looks like he might be in the Mountaintop of the Giants, which would be about right for his level as well, based on the snowy kind of thing here. Endurance 23, whatever. Mind 38, which, you know, for his level is absolutely fine for an intelligence build. Now, 68 intelligence. He is stacking int, and that is absolutely fine, man. If you are doing an intelligence build, stacking int makes perfect sense. I think 65 is the first soft cap for intelligence. 68, absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. He's playing Moonviel, so that's going to scale with int as well. He's got 25 points in dexterity. Again, absolutely valid choice. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's down here that it starts to get a little bit more worrying. Equip load. 67.2 out of 68, which means he's got a heavy load. Now, for those of you who don't know, in Souls games, a very, very important part of the combat system is rolling, dodging the attacks. Basically, combat in Souls, at its most basic, is you dodge attacks and you hit when you can. Sometimes you heal when you can instead of hitting when you can. It's a game about animations, and once you learn the opponent's animations and what you have to roll and how and what you can dodge and how and where your windows for attack are, that's it. That's all you ever need to know about Elden Ring at its most basic. There are 3 different types of rolling. Medium rolling, which is basically what everyone does, which is your standard roll that kind of everything is based on. If you want to like really go for a very light equipment setup, it's possible to have fast rolling. If you have a light load, you can fast roll, which gives you even more frames of invincibility and just makes dodging that much easier. If you can manage that, that's fucking awesome. Brilliant, go for it. And I know lots of int builds that would do that and go for that. The one thing that everyone agrees on is that you definitely don't want to be fat rolling. The roll that you get when you're a heavy load is basically useless. It's incredibly slow. There's barely any frames of invincibility at all. You're going to get hit a lot, which when you don't have very high vigor is a bit stupid. And also you get a really annoying vibration on your controller when you fat roll. And you think to yourself, why is he playing with a heavy load? I don't really understand. His spell choices aren't great either, by the way, but that's fine, whatever. Let's go and see why Elon is running with a heavy load. He plays on the moon where the gravity is less? No, he just plays in the Earth's atmosphere, not the moon. Anyone who plays Elden Ring, looking at this setup, is gonna basically piss their pants. You might have thought this was alright and like whatever, and you might have thought I was being a bit mean and like memeing on someone that I don't like particularly. But there is no one who's played any of this game that can look at this and understand what's going on. Basically what we're saying is Elon Musk is clearly so fucking genius that he is operating on a level in Elden Ring that mere mortals like us cannot understand. So he's got his magic glintstone staff for casting his magic. That's absolutely awesome. He's got Rogier's rapier, which is a thrust weapon, and he's got Moonviel. So Moonviel is one of the OP weapons in the game. Very good choice. I completed my first run with a glintstone staff and Moonviel. It's a bit weird that he's carrying Rogier's rapier as well, to be perfectly honest. Like it's hard to see what use Rogier's rapier would be in this setup. It casts glintstone phalanx as its weapon art, but I mean, dude's a fucking mage, right? Like, what he's doing with this setup is he is swapping out his staff or his Moonviel just to cast glintstone phalanx. And it's like, why doesn't he just have it as one of his spells? A couple of these spells are fucking useless. If he loves the spell so much, like, why wouldn't he just do that? He's making it an almighty faff. He's got it so that he's either casting magic or attacking. He can't do both at once with his sword because these are all in the same hand, right? And having 3 main hand weapons, I don't know. Look, guys, you tell me, but that's a faff and a half, right? That's an absolute faff and a half. It's not the best bit. The best bit is the 2 shields. Bear in mind, this dude is fat rolling. This dude it has a useless dodge right now, which is just like a completely, there's no reason to have a useless dodge. Unless kind of strength builds who are maybe using 2 colossal swords or whatever, and they've got, quick step or bloodhound's step, which gives them like a super fast dodge and they don't need to roll. Elon ain't doing that. Probably be as quick just to switch items out for different situations and save half that way. Yeah, exactly. There's literally no reason to have 2 shields. And certainly not a heater shield and the carrion shield, which is what these are. This is the heater shield, right? Like the carrion shield has a bit more magic blockage, but essentially you're using these shields to block physical damage. That's what you use shields for. You only need 1 at the very most. And to carry 2 is mind-boggling when you've got a heavy load. It makes 0 sense. Can you use both shields at once? You can double equip shields, yes. Elon can't though, because they're both in his offhand. He's got both of his shields in his offhand here. So he can only use one or the other at a time. And I don't know why he would want the option to swap round. It's completely useless. It's such a mind-boggling choice. It actually gets better. He's wearing like very heavy armor Another reason why he's fat rolling is not just because he's carrying 3 more weapons than he needs to, but another reason is because he's wearing very heavy armor, which, when you've got 31 vigor, makes 0 sense. If you've only got 31 vigor, it's because you're planning to not get hit, so you don't need heavy armor. To be honest, the actual damage reduction in different types of armor is pretty negligible. The main reason to wear heavier armor is for the poise it gives you, so that you can carry on attacking even when you're hit. You can make an argument for 31 vigor being absolutely fine on an int build, because you're planning not to get hit very much. But if you're planning not to get hit very much, why the fuck would you wear heavy armor that makes you very likely to be hit because you're fat rolling? It makes 0 sense. There's no logic going on here. It does look cool, Thunders. You're absolutely right. However, fat rolling does not look cool. It looks very silly. But he's wearing the twin glint stone crown, which I wore all the way through the game. Good choice. There's an even more confusing thing on the next line. These are your talismans. So we've already established you could feasibly make the argument that 31 vigor is okay on an int build. However, Elon clearly doesn't agree, because Elon clearly feels he doesn't have enough vigor, which is why he's wearing a talisman that gives him loads more vigor. Like, clearly Elon doesn't feel like he's got enough vigor here, which is why he's wearing, like, incredibly heavy armor, which is why he always fats rolls, and why he's wearing a talisman that gives him loads more vigor. And you can see, like, you know what's happening here. He hasn't got much vigor, and also he's getting hit by literally every attack because he can't dodge because he's got a heavy load, and he's like, shit, I get hit all the time. I need more vigor. And so he's given himself, but this is the best thing, and this is something that people who have played this game will appreciate. For me, the funniest bit, he's using a trinket that gives himself more vigor, but he's also using a trinket that makes him take more damage. He's using Radagon's Scar Seal here, or Saw Seal, I should say, which gives him, like, a couple of extra stats here and there, but also makes him take more damage. And, like, this is, you can see his mind working. Like, there is a tragedy being, like, you know how Elden Ring tells its story very subtly? It doesn't hold your hand. That's why Elden Ring is so brilliant, right? It's not like an Ubisoft game where you go in and there's markers everywhere, and, if you're not doing the correct thing, your character is like, maybe I should go and check out that cave. And, like, the person who's following you is like, don't forget, we've got to go and do this thing. It doesn't do that shit. Like, you find the story of the world and the lore of the world by reading item descriptions and by environmental storytelling, and it's incredible. It's amazing. And that's what Elon Musk's Elden Ring build is like as well. I feel like I am learning a really interesting story here by looking at his build. There's a very good argument for using the Saw Seal in early game because of the extra stats it gives you. It's generally agreed that it's useless in later game. Like, you don't really want to be using it above level 100, I don't think. He decided he wanted an intelligence build, so, he put everything in intelligence. He didn't really put much in vigor. He's fat rolling, so he gets hit by everything. And because he's got no vigor, he's like, I'm getting hit by everything. This is really weird. I'll put on, like, heavier armor and 2 different shields so I can block the stuff. But he's still getting absolutely fucking destroyed by everything. Probably because he's using Radagon's Saw Seal. And then he equipped the trinket that gives you more vigor. Such strange choices. The most perfect thing about this entire story being told in his loadout here, I don't think he knows you can heal. And that's the secret key to explaining this entire build. In Elon Musk's head, where he's like, I take so much damage, and it's because he can't fucking dodge, because he's on a heavy load, and it's because he's wearing a fucking Saw Seal, and he's just fat rolling everywhere, but also, he can't heal. Where the fuck is his Estus flask? Where the fuck is his flask? At this level, he should have like 8 healing flasks, and they're not in his loadout. They must be on his pouch, right? They must be. But there's a strong possibility that he thinks the Wondrous Physic is the only flask he has. But what he does have is 3 different summons. It will surprise absolutely fucking no one who has followed Elon Musk's career thus far that this fucking bitch has 3 different people working for him doing all the work. His main tactic is to delegate the fucking work to the extent that he needs 3 fucking summons. Nothing wrong with summons, okay? I use summons all the time. But here's the thing. You can only ever summon one thing at a time. before, like between every short rest, every campsite, every bonfire, right? Every grace. Having 3 different summons on your bards but no healing flasks is mind-blowing to me. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Why? And 9 crystal darts, whatever. I have a bunch of summons equipped. It's fun to switch it up. You have them all on your bards at the same time, darthtaz? Like, surely don't. I mean, okay. Like, darthtaz, answer me this, and like, I'm happy to learn something here. You got 7 summons on your bars. Doesn't that make your bars completely useless? Because you have to scroll through 7 summons to get anything else? That doesn't sound very optimal to me. That doesn't sound like much fun, honestly. Are you just saying that because you're an Elon stan, darthtaz? Are you just white knighting Elon right now? Musk is a meme lord, and it might be bait so people talk about it. I don't think Musk ever intentionally makes himself look bad, because I have never seen anyone on Earth who needs Twitter validation as much as Elon Musk. Whatever you think about Elon Musk, whether you think he's a genius and amazing, or you think he's like an evil billionaire, I don't think anyone can argue that man fucking lives for Twitter validation. Like, he needs Twitter validation more than anyone else I've ever seen on Twitter. And I include Donald Trump in that. So I think he would want people to think his Elden Ring build is good. And all I'm saying is, he maybe needs to hire someone to kind of make it good for him. I sent you a DM on Twitch with my equip screen on my mage. Oh, shit, man. Okay. This is darthtaz's build. Wow. Okay, so darthtaz. Your build is much, much better than Elon Musk's build. You've got low vigor, but you're not going to get hit much because you are running a medium load, and that's good. You've got an intelligence talisman. You've got some extra stats and load weight talisman. You've got Radagon Scarcia, which makes the Radagon idol, which makes casting quicker, right? Like extra FP. That all makes perfect sense. 45 mind, yes. Using Moonviel with 18 dexterity, fine, absolutely fine, nothing wrong with this. And you're doing it correctly by having a katana in one hand and your casting staff in the other hand. Absolutely, you're doing it absolutely correctly. This is a pretty straightforward build until you get down here. And yeah, you're not lying. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 summons on your bars. It makes sense. The build makes sense to me. Having like this many summons on your bars is wild to me, but go for it. Why the fuck not? But okay, I accept that Elon Musk having 3 summons on his bars, that's absolutely fine. 9 crystal darts when you're literally a caster is a bit weird, right? Can anyone agree with me on this? Why do you need crystal darts if you're a fucking caster? Crystal darts aren't useless. They're not useless unless you're a caster. And I don't care if you've been to the wiki or not. The thing that blows my mind is the glintstone staff and the 2 swords on his main hand and the 2 shields on his offhand. That blows my fucking mind that he's carrying 5 weapons and he's happy fat rolling with that. This is not a good build. This is a very, very bad build, which is fine. If that's your build, it's all right. But you're not the world's greatest genius like Elon Musk is, right? You didn't invent the telephone like Elon Musk did. You weren't the first person to send a rocket into space like Elon Musk was. So it's expected that you'd have a fucking trash build. That's absolutely fine. But Elon Musk? I don't know, man. This is a trash build. Elon Musk is a trash player. Elon Musk needs to get fucking good. When does Elon Musk have time to play video games? Dude has a lot of time on his private jet and stuff, you know? Dude likes to get on his private jet, have a massage, get his dick out, play some Elden Ring. It's a trash build. Elon Musk is trash at Elden Ring. And here's the thing. As long as he's having fun, that doesn't matter at all. Shall I show you my build? I'll show you my build since people are asking. So this is my build. I'm currently on my second run through, but this is a new character that I started, my Wretch pure strength build. So I'm right outside the Erd Tree here because Radagon is kicking my ass. That basically, I've got 2 bosses left to complete this run. Well, 1 boss really, but it's a 2 boss fight. So spoilers for the end of the game, sorry. And I've killed like every boss, including Millennia, up to this point. And it hasn't been very taxing at all, honestly. I'm wearing the Erd Tree armor. I don't have enough carry weight despite everything. To wear the Erd Tree armor helmet, so I'm wearing just like Fear's hood, which I think really looks really good. You can see my eyes are glowing because I'm doing the Frenzied Flame ending. I spent hours and hours going through the sewers to get the 3 fingers to bless me, to finger me, which means I'm doing the Frenzied Flame ending because I'm platting the game. I've got 2 endings to get now, and then I've platted the game. And I don't think I've ever platted a game on Steam before, so it'll be quite exciting. I'm quite excited by it. As you can see, my weapons, I've got the Colossal Greatsword, which is the greatsword that scales very, very well with strength, and the grafted greatsword, which looks like the Game of Thrones throne. And yeah, big bash man. So my form of attack is basically just this. Now, one thing I have got, even though I am not fat rolling, I am normal rolling, is, and some people might call this a cheat for the type of run I'm doing, but I don't give no shit, Bloodhound Step. Because I fucking love Bloodhound Step. So you can see I have got 50 vigor, because I get hit a lot. I've got 18 mind. I did put some points into mind, so to give myself more uses of Bloodhound Step in a fight. 40 endurance. I could do with a bit more, to be honest. 70 strength. 16 dexterity, which I think is what I need to use the Colossal Greatsword. And I put 2 points into faith as well, so that I could use, so I could cure myself of Scarlet Rot, because I fucking hate Scarlet Rot. No summons. I don't use summons. I don't use magic. The only weapon art I use is Bloodhound Step. And I gotta tell you, I'm having much more fun gameplay-wise in this run than I did on my magic run. My loadout is, yeah, here you can see, I've got my Colossal Greatsword. I've got my Grafted Greatsword. I got my Clawmark Seal, which I don't usually actually carry, because I've been trying to use a bit of holy damage negation in this fight, but it's not really working out. It doesn't do anything. But I am wearing a holy damage negation talisman for this one, because both the bosses do a lot of holy damage. I'm using the Green Turtle Talisman for faster stamina recovery. I'm using Erdtree's Favor. I had to get it because it's a legendary talisman. So to plat the game, I had to get it. And it's good. It gives me a bit more equip load, more HP and stamina, which is exactly what I'm after. And the Great Jar's Arsenal, which gives me loads more equip load. And I'm on the very brink here. I basically equip anything heavier than what I'm wearing right now. And I go to heavy load, and I'm fat rolling, which I cannot afford to do. Of course, I have my flasks on my fucking bars where they belong. Because not having them on your bars is incredibly weird. You should try the boss. You want me to try the boss in front of you? I'll show you how much Radagon is kicking my ass right now. Because he really, really is. He's kicking my ass big time. I can actually, yeah. Big fucking spoiler here, by the way. This is the final boss of the game. Tally Rex stream incoming. Yeah, no, seriously, this boss for some reason is, other bosses, which I thought were harder in my first run through, were not a problem at all. But this boss kicks my ass. And I don't know why. So I run in, and this is my whole tactic. Big bonk, fuck off. Bonk, fuck off. Bonk. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Bonk. Oh, I shouldn't bonk. Yeah, getting nailed there. Oh! Oh, I missed him. I literally just missed him. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Did that hit me? That should not have hit me. Okay, so now I'm now it's, it was a good start, but I've accidentally unequipped my my offhand weapon while I was getting that flask out. Whoops. Yeah, I lost my groove now. You start off and you've got a bit of a groove going, and then if you lose it, it's really hard to get it back. That's your fault for having a flask on your bar. I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe, honestly. Whoa. Bonk. Come on, boy. I got a bonk for you, mate. Got a lovely bonk here for you. I haven't staggered him at all. That's my usual thing. I'm just, oh, what the fuck? That's my usual thing. I'm just all about the stagger. So some of you might think I'm doing quite well here, because I just, like, killed him. But that's just the beginning, my friends. That is just the beginning. Because then this happens. So this is the final boss of the game. I've already beaten Millennia as well, so this, like, for me, this is my final boss of this run. And it's just a big glowy dick. It's a big glowy dick with a sword. Oh, shit. Bonk. Eat bonk. He's gonna zap me as well, isn't he? I can feel it. Oh, he hit me! Motherfucker! No reason to get fucking hit by that. Literally no reason to get hit by it. I should not have got hit by it. That sucks. Let me put Elden Ring in my play. I'm gonna fucking beat this boss. I'm sorry. I'm gonna beat this boss on stream. That's how it's gonna go. Ooh. Okay. Schleier. Let's get some grease on, mate. Why not? Got a bit of time there. Let's get some grease on. So I haven't used a summon like once in this run. Yeah, eat fire, bitch. 2 can play at the fire game. That's a nice couple of hits at the beginning. Right, that's a good start. Ooh. He's still there. Okay. Oh, right. Going for some stars. Just like that. Imagine fat rolling that, Elon. Imagine fat rolling that. Oh! Oh, that somehow missed me. Oh! Oh, get in! Oh, no, that should not have hit me. But in fairness, the one before should have done so. Fair's fair. The greed? Yeah, it was a bit greedy. I feel like this motherfucker should be halfway through his health at this point. He kind of is, I guess. Wear that ring. Here we go. Okay, this is my best chance for a while. Uh-oh. Always feels better to dodge it properly. Oh, that was a really, really badly timed dodge. Oh my god, I got hit by all fucking 3. I got hit by all fucking 3 of those. What a fucking noob. What an absolute noob. How embarrassing. Uh-oh. Okay, that sounds like stars. Okay. Stop hitting. Stop. Oh, come on. No. No. Oh, more stars. Oh, the bad stars. It's the bad stars. I'm out of... Shit, no. This is going to kill me. There's no way I'm surviving this. Ah, don't crouch, motherfucker. Stop, stars. Stop. Okay. I've got a chance here. Fuck it, let's just go straight for that flask. Actually got a chance here. This is my best chance for a while. Where is he? Oh no, he's doing more stars! Oh, those can fuck right off. Greed. Oh, no. Go on. Go on, one hit, one hit. Oh, no, he missed it. Fucking right. Get right. Oh, yes. Heal. Oh, that felt good. Oh, that felt good. Oh, that felt so fucking good. Oh, buzzing, mate.